The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning and welcome. This is Trevor DeWyron, undergraduate research assistant and student at the University of Virginia. I'm here today to interview Kyle Ingle as a part of his candidacy for the UCEA Executive Committee. Today, listeners will be hearing from Dr. Ingle, Associate Professor and Assistant Chair of the Educational Leadership, Evaluation, and Organizational Development Department at the University of Louisville. His research interests include human resource functions in education, politics of education, and economic evaluations of education programs. Welcome, Dr. Ingle.
Thank you.
So let's begin with the first question. Could you please tell us about your background and your scholarship as it relates to leadership preparation and practice?
Sure. I'm originally from the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I went to the University of Southern Mississippi. There I majored in history and minored in secondary education. After I earned my bachelor's degree and licensure, I worked as a social studies teacher in the Jackson County School District in the state of Mississippi. I worked on my master's degree part-time, also at Southern Miss. My master's thesis examined the historical development of systemic education reforms in the United States and the United Kingdom. After I earned my master's degree, I continued to work in the Jackson County School District as a department chair, a member of the school's leadership team, and as the coordinator for beginning teacher mentoring. I left employment in the district in 2002 to begin my doctoral studies at Florida State University. I graduated from FSU in 2007, went to Bowling Green State University as an assistant professor. I earned a tenure and promotion there in spring of 2013. I've been an associate professor at the University of Louisville since 2014. As you indicated earlier, my research focuses on human resource functions in education, so things like teacher hiring and evaluation. I've also researched the politics of education, including school levy campaigns and collective bargaining agreements, and their association with changes in or policy and its changes on collective bargaining agreement provisions. I've served on editorial boards of Journal of Education Finance and Journal of School Leadership, and I've also been active in the Politics of Education Association.
Okay. And you have served for a few years now as a plenary session representative. Could you tell us about your engagement in UCEA's governance?
Sure. I started serving as a plenum rep for Bowling Green State University. I did so between 2008 and 2014. I actually chaired BGSU's UCEA membership committee when I first arrived at the institution. BGSU had gained full institutional membership in 2009. So chairing BGSU's membership committee is something I'm very, very proud of. It was a huge relief to get that positive outcome when I was there. When I came to U of L, I've intermittently served as a plenary session rep. I've served as a member of the J.D. Scribner Mentoring Award Committee. That was, I think, in 2016. I was an organizational representative for UCEA and the Politics of Education for the Day on the Hill in Washington when ARA was there in 2016. I've served as a William L. Boyd workshop co-chair and as a mentor. UCEA has sponsored that event along with other organizations, including ARA's and the Politics of Education Association. I've been a proposal reviewer for the Clark Seminar, member of the UCEA Review Editorial Board, member of the UCEA Publications Committee, that's currently, and I've been a member of the Jack Culbertson Award Selection Committee back in 2013.
All right. And you've kind of already answered my next question, but in what other ways have you been engaged with UCEA outside of governance?
Yeah, well, just trying to do whatever service opportunities that avail themselves. If I've been asked to serve on awards committee, it's certainly service and it's extra work, but it's also an honor to be involved in something as important as that. So the awards committee that I mentioned, serving as a representative for UCEA and PEA at the Day of the Hill and meeting with legislators and their staff members. That's something that I've done as well. So.
Okay. And so we've talked about your scholarship and your
Hmm.
research interests. So thinking about that, scholarship, research projects, your teaching, service, how do you envision that informing the work of UCEA, particularly as it relates to the work of the executive committee?
Mm. Well, one of my recent projects that I undertook with some colleagues at Iowa State and at University of Illinois, we looked at program directors. We actually surveyed program directors at UCEA member institutions, trying to get a sense of things like the total resource costs of serving as a program director, the challenges that they face, what sort of incentives are provided or not provided to program directors at UCEA member institutions. These publications, we had two that came out of that. One was recently published in Journal of Research on Leadership Education, and the one on the cost was published in the Journal of Education Finance. I think that this scholarship's important, not only to just get a better sense of the challenges and the opportunity costs of being a program director at a UCEA member institution, but also just to inform the work of what goes into that for institutions in general. So.
All right. And so my final question is, what reasons have you chosen to run for the executive committee? And then also, what is your vision for the future of UCEA?
Uh, one of I'd say the primary reason for running is I've got a lot of respect for the organization. Ever since I was a doctoral student, I've been associated with UCA member institutions membership, starting with Florida State. They earned UCA membership while I was there as a doc student and have been a member ever since. At Bowling Green, as I mentioned earlier, I was on the membership committee there, and now at U of L. U of L's been a member for quite a while now as well. This just it's a mark of excellence that I look for when I was on the job market. Honestly, I really wasn't interested in working at an institution if it wasn't a UCA member institution. Luckily, I was able to be associated with organizations or universities that were either pursuing it or and eventually got it. But it's just a mark of quality, and that's one of the things that I want to see continued on. There's, I guess, a personal challenge for this. I've been nominated a few times and I've not yet actually won. So I think it's a personal challenge for me as well to eventually get elected to the board and to provide hopefully valuable service to the organization. And regardless of the outcome, I'm always honored to be nominated, and I always feel like I'm in very, very good company with the other nominees. If elected, I'll do my best to ensure that UCA continues to pursue its primary goal, and that's the advancement of preparation and practice of educational leaders for the benefits of schools, children, and for our member institutions.
All right. Well, thank you for your time and thoughtful responses, Dr. Ingle. For our listeners, this interview will be archived and sent out to the network. So thank you very much and goodbye.
Thank you, sir.